building in. So this is episode 1 of building into Ironman Florida, working towards hopefully a Kona slot, if not just the best race I can do. That will happen guaranteed. But so I was starting to make a YouTube video, and then I was like, there's no context. It was just kind of me carrying on normal videos, but I want to set the foundation of like, this is video 1, building into Ironman Florida. Here's the things I'm changing post Jacksonville into Florida that should hopefully be better. And then just some things I'm just going to go over that. So things I'm changing, starting number 1. Well, I guess, so Jacksonville went south, and at the, like, right during the race and right after the race, didn't fully understand why. I knew I had stomach issues on the bike, but honestly, that's not something that would really ever hold me back in the past, but it did hurt, and it did definitely affect me, and I was cramping, like, within an hour of the bike, and my legs felt like ass on the run, and I was kind of like, I don't really know where this all came from. But, or like why I did so bad and why I literally did 30 minutes worse. I was like, I don't really know why that is, other than like I just had stomach issues on the bike, and then my legs just felt like trash on the run. So I was like, maybe, I don't know. But basically, hindsight's 2020. My indoor training setup going into Jacksonville was completely wrong. It would say it just wasn't calibrated or something. So like my power meter pedals, I got them going into Jacksonville like not a month or so before, and I would turn them on inside. So like I would see on my watch, oh, you're pushing 140, 150 watts. But on Zwift, it would say I'm pushing 200 watts or 220 watts. So essentially that was my entire prep going into Jacksonville, was basically every ride being an easy ride. So I'm not pushing hard enough ever. And that is basically why Jacksonville went south. So I wasn't necessarily in the shape. I was in good shape, like I was in good running shape, but my legs didn't have the durability. My legs weren't strong enough on the bike. So that's why the bike wasn't good, and then the run wasn't good because my legs didn't have the durability. I was in good shape in that sense to run faster than a 4:09 marathon, to run a low 3-hour marathon. But my legs weren't. So that's why also people will be like, oh, I can just muscle out a marathon at the end of an Ironman. No, you can't. You could be fit, but if your legs aren't ready for it, you won't do it. And that's a great example of it. So yeah, I'm not saying you can't. I don't want to be that guy that's like, it's impossible. But it's really goddamn hard. So that's basically why Jacksonville was bad, because my indoor setup was bad. So I left a shit ton of fitness on the table. Left a shit ton of like bike strength on the table, and I left a great time on the table because my indoor setup was so bad. So it's very obnoxious to think about all that progress that I just left on the table, because it felt like I was working so hard in terms of all the time I was putting in, and I was like, man, there's no way this could go bad, and it did. So that really fucking sucks, because you put so much time into it, and then you realize all that time you put into it wasn't even, like, you weren't getting everything out of it, which blows fucking asshole. So moving forward, I have a new indoor setup. I have the wheel off trainer under my bed. So even if I were to do all my rides indoor into Panama City now, that setup is way better. You can literally feel the difference. I'm like, wow, this is how it should have felt the whole fucking time. But that said, I just want to do as many rides as I can outdoor, because that's what you do in the race, is ride outdoor. So that's what I want to do. And then if weather doesn't allow me or time doesn't allow me, then I'll have the indoor setup that's proper that I can then utilize. The second thing is with my runs. So basically going into Jacksonville, I would just kind of do every run, unless it was like a track workout. Today we're going to go to the track. Unless it was a track workout, I would basically just do every run super easy, like keep my heart rate in the 130s. So like if it was a canyon shuffles are supposed to be slow, so I would go like 120s heart rate, which would land me in like the 9-minute pace, somewhere around there, or like high 8s. And then for like runs off the bike, I would just sit in the 130s, which would always be like a low 8-minute mile, low 8, high 7-minute mile. But now moving forward, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is, so anytime there's a Canyon Shuffle on the schedule, that's where I'll keep heart rate 130s. And then anytime there's like a runoff on the bike or just like a normal go for an aerobic run, whatever, I'm going to push that 140s, 150s heart rate even higher, like in the 160s, but I don't really want to do that necessarily. But I just want to push the runs more than I was in the past. Not that I think that in the past it was bad, but I think I was just, I don't know, I just want to push it more. So I'm going to do that as well. I think those are the biggest change is the bike, which that fitness carryover will be my actual cardio fitness will get better, my bike legs will get better, which in turn my run legs will get better because now I'm actually doing proper rides. And it's been nice the last couple of runs I've done, like yesterday and then Saturday I had to run off the bike after a longer ride. It's like you feel, that's how it should feel. My legs should feel tired like that. Whereas going to Jacksonville, I would get off a 5.5 hour ride and I was like, my legs don't even feel that bad. And I just thought, I guess I'm just getting that good. Like my legs are just getting really strong. No, it should just, it should have been a lot harder than it was. So that sucks, but we learn, we live and we learn. So that, and then I guess just being more, not being as soft, essentially. So going into Panama City the first time, I think I was way too aggressive. Going into Jacksonville, I think I was way too soft. So it was like, I was so hard, it was so hard up here, but then so soft down here going into Jacksonville. Now going into Panama City again, I want to find that happy medium to where I'm like, just riding that limit of like, not doing too much, but not doing too little. So that's where like pushing the runs more and kind of not getting enough sleep. Like today I got 7.5 hours. Got off, I don't work today, so I'm going to do a whole, not like a day in the life video, but we're going to go through the day actually. But I was able to get up a little after 6 today because I got to bed at a reasonable time. So I got 7.5 hours last night, which is good. And I'm happy about that. HRV 114. Yesterday was 118, so it did go down, but that's fine. And in the green though, it's balanced. And then, yeah, so just riding that limit more of being too hard on myself, because I'd rather do that than be too soft. I don't know. And then, so those are the biggest changes going to Panama City again. I don't think there's really anything else. So yeah, so now we're gonna go to the track. We have 6x600 meter repeats at a 5K pace. And then we have a swim, and then the gym, and then I'm gonna mess with this. I don't work tonight, so I'm gonna try to, the plan is to, I need to do like a quick Scotch-Brite, just like, primer never lays that well, like it always kind of lays a little bit rough, so a quick Scotch-Brite, essentially like just an aggressive sponge, and then lay base, the base coat, which is the actual color, and then clear coat it tonight. The issue with painting and humidity is it takes forever to dry, so like I had to, like even now, I have a heat gun, so I'm going to hit this with a heat gun, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, so let's get to the track. 6x600, 5K pace. Let's go get that done. All right, we are at late track. We are at the track. So I'm gonna do a 15-minute, and then we'll do some drills, 4x20 second strides. And when I'm doing the warm up in like 4x20 second strides, I'm not. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of run up and down the 100-meter thing and do that, and that's plenty. And then 5K pace, 6x600. So Garmin says my 5K pace right now is 17:38. And I've ran faster in the past, but that's a 5:41 minutes per mile. So we'll start at a 5:40 minute pace, and then if I'm feeling good, we'll build from there. If not, we'll just kind of stick there. But I really want to not do like a 5-minute pace for the first rep. Actually do like 5:40, even like 5:45. Stick to that pace to start, and then we'll go from there. But I'm warming up in the and the On Cloud Monster fuckers. And then I brought the Adidas Cloud or Carbon Bubble shoes. The only reason I'm not gonna warm up in them is I kind of want to avoid putting like BS miles on them. So yeah, even though I'll still cool down in those shoes, I might swap them. I was just thinking about it, but that's kind of why I don't want to warm up in them, because usually I would just wear those the whole time for a track workout. And then I have water, and then in the other bottle I have 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, or 1,000 milligrams of sodium, plus 300, so 13 from the raw, and then just 25 grams of carbs. And I also brought a 25 carb gel, so I'll probably take both of those. All right, warm-up's done. Got the carbon bubbles on. Did like 2 strides with them. It's cool how much of a difference you can actually feel with them, but let's get started. 6x600, 540 pace. Let's go, baby. You know what I just realized? Is I just did an 800. I was thinking I was doing 1Ks. We're doing 600, so 400, 200. So I just did an 800. That's fine, some little extra work. It's just got that much easier, but that felt good for set 1. All right, 3 down, 3 to go. 90 seconds rest in between. Just go straight into a jog, but I still have 30 seconds, so I was like, let me whip out the camera real quick. But feeling good. Garmin for the warm-up said 0 performance score, and then after the warm-up I restarted the watch, +4. So that's why you warm up, folks. All right, 1 more to go. The last one we did a 5:11 pace, a little bit too much, but still feel good. Only got 1 more, so let's crank it out. All right, 600s. Well, I guess 5 600s, 1 800 done. That last one was 1:59 the time. Get another low 5, like maybe 5:13, 14, somewhere around there. Can check the splits in a minute, but that was good. It was like not too much, and then it wasn't too little, so it was a good medium. Now we'll go to the pool. It's a longer swim, I think, but it's not anything like super hard. So first I'll go home, hydrate. Well, I'm gonna cool down, and then 10-minute cool down, but I'll probably just do like a mile and a half. But go home, hydrate. The hardest part about doing a workout before swim, specific, I guess biking too, but running, you sweat so much that I almost always will cramp in the pool. Like my hamstring will just lock up when I'm kicking off the wall because I'm tensing it, and then I kick, and then boom, or my feet will cramp. So the last time I did this, I just took in a shit ton of sodium, and I was good. So I'm gonna do the same thing again. Probably have a smoothie, sodium, and just go to the pool, shower, and then go to the pool. I'm actually gonna cool down off the track. There's like a kids camp going on, so I'm just gonna stay out of their way. Even though they said I was good to go to stay on the track, because I was trying to be nice and just ask. But I'm gonna cool down. I'm just gonna go for like a 1.5 miles, maybe 2 mile cool down, and then we'll get out of here. So on the warm up, I got a 0 performance score. On the workout, I got a +4 performance score. On the cool down, I got a -5 performance score. So the importance of warming up to get the +4, and then I don't know, the importance of cooling down just to let your body level off. Because I bet you if I went out and started another like easier run, I bet you it would be higher than a -5. Maybe, but we're gonna go back, relax for a minute, and then head to the pool. Oh, man, I don't know what it is, but people just love to stare. Didn't your parents ever tell you not to stare at people? Because mine did. I'm like standing back there. There's like 10 people that are just. We're ready to swim. Got my Speedo on underneath my shorts and my trusty flannel. So the swim is going to be a 400 warm up, 4x50 descending, and then the main set, we're going to do it 2 rounds through. 4x100, 7 out of 10 RPE, 15 seconds, 2x200 pull with buoy, long and strong, baby. 1x100, 8 RPE, 8, and then a 200 easy, and then repeat that, and then a 600 cool down, done as 200 kick, 200 pull, 200 easy swim. So not a super big, not a super hard swim, but it should be a good one. So we're gonna head to the pool now, go do that. I had my smoothie, berries, banana, honey, milk. I had to put salt in there, but I'm out of salt, so that's something I'm gonna go get after the swim. But I'm gonna swim, and I'm gonna go right to the gym. We just have an upper body day, and then I'm gonna go to Publix, I need to get beef, and then I need to get salt. Those are the 2 main things I need to get from the store. And then I'm gonna go and get clear coat for that front lip. So the plan today is once all that's done, once all the workouts are done, and then I do kind of the social media stuff, I'm gonna edit and post a reel, daily doodle, apply to my coach, and any other little things I need to do. Then the plan will be to focus on the front lip. So I have everything, so parts-wise, I've been stacking for the car. I have headlights in this box, and then behind my couch, I have some stuff back there as well. This fucking futon. This fucking thing, man. Holy shit. There we go. And then I have, so the paint, this is the base coat, the actual color. Alabaster, I actually never checked to make sure it was. Alabaster silver metallic. Yeah, so I have 3 of these cans, and this is the actual base color. I've used this stuff a bunch of times, and it does actually match really well. The only issue with these dupli color cans, they're super duper hit or miss. So I bought 3 of them. They're 12 bucks a can, so they get expensive if you're buying multiple. They're super hit or miss. Sometimes you'll buy a can, it doesn't work. Sometimes you'll get like halfway through the can, it just stops working. So as long as all those cans work, I'll have enough to paint that front lip. If not, I'm kind of fucked. Not fucked, but like it's just a whole ordeal. I'll have to order more. Sometimes they have them at like AutoZones, but they'll only have like 1. So generally you have to order them. So it's gonna be really freaking annoying if they don't work, but if those work and I can get all the base coat down, I can clear it, and then this will be good to go. I just need to let it dry and stuff. And then the next order of operations for my car, the front driver's side fender is super sun faded because of where I used to live. So hopefully there should be enough clear coat. It didn't eat through the clear coat. So I have a polisher and polish and everything and all that shit. So I should be able to clean that up. And then I have this G-Technic Exo. So a long time ago, I corrected and polished. I corrected the paint years ago when I first got the car. So I coated it with G-Technic Crystal Serum Light, and then I topped it with this G-Technic Exo. If you know who Obsessed Garage is, that's what he uses, or used to use at that time, and that's what he would always recommend. So Crystal Serum Light is the base ceramic coat, and then this is the topper, and it was chef's kiss. That coating is long gone and stuff like that, but I'm gonna polish that fender specifically, and then I might end up doing like the front end, like the hood, the other fender, and a little bit of the bumper, and maybe I'll just ceramic coat that whole front end. But I have the new headlights. The good thing, they're like $100 some. The headlights I have on there now, they're the exact same headlights, they're just sun faded, but it's like they're cheap enough to where I'd rather just buy new ones. And then I'll coat those, coat that front grille. The other things behind there are the side view mirrors. Those are already aftermarket, because when I lived in Kankakee at home, some lady hit my car, parked on the street. She just hit the mirror. So I've replaced those anyways, but they're sun faded. And again, they're cheap enough to where I'm like, let me just buy new ones. So I have those, and then, but yeah, after the lip is painted and everything, I'll coat that too, but polish that stuff that needs to be polished, and then once all that's done, then everything can be put on at once, and that's how I want to do it. Like I don't want to just, like I could put the headlights and the mirrors on today if I wanted to, but I want it to all be at once. So it's like a big transformation. So it'll be a lot of fun, and it's not hard to like, it's like that, not instant gratification, what's the delayed gratification, but yeah, so it'll be more fun that way. So once I get all that done, I can then put it all on together. So it'll be fun. So I'm excited about that. It's been nice to have something that's not like social media related that I could do. Also, I gotta shave my face, but let's go swim. All right, holy crap, it's hot outside. That swim went, the swim went 3,400 yards, 3,450, average pace 129, 130. The swim was going great. I was definitely tired from the track workout earlier. I could feel that, but in general, it was going really good. And then my hamstrings locked up. That's what it felt like. Definitely didn't have enough sodium. It's always like right at the end. So I'd finished the whole main set and everything. And then the cool down was like a 600 in the 200, 200, 200. Kick, pull, just free swim. And I started the 200 kick with fins, and then I felt it. I felt it towards the end of the main set in my calf, and I was like, calf cramps aren't the end of the world. Like I'll swim through that. Same with my feet. If those cramp, I'll swim through that. But I felt it, and I was like, uh-oh, gotta be careful. And then right when doing the 200 kick, both of my hamstrings, and I was like, so I had to stop. Probably had to wait like between 5 and 10 minutes, probably like less than 10, more than 5 minutes, for that to like go away, and then for me to be able to, there we go, for me to be able to actually continue swimming. So then what I did, so I did a 100 kick, so instead of doing more of that, because that's what really made my hamstrings cramp up, was I just did more pulling. So I did a 250 yards. I meant to do 200, I did 250, I lost track. Pull, and then I did another 200 pull, and then I did 200 free, just swim, and then I ended it. So for the most part, we did what we were supposed to. Just did 100 less of kicking, and then 150 more of pulling, and that's fine. But no, happy with the swim, went well. Glad they didn't close the pool. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm surprised they didn't. But yeah, so now I just ate a Quest bar from the vending machine. Also, I went in the sauna for 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes. Got a good old sweat going. You know you got a good sauna sweat going when you can look, see your reflection in the puddle of sweat below you. But I had a good sweat going, so now I'm gonna head to the gym, do a quick upper body, and then stretch. Well, stretch and then do a quick upper body, and then go home. Well, no, go to the store, get a couple things, and then we'll go home. We just got to the gym. The other thing I want to talk about is this shoulder. This shoulder's always kind of been weird. Like since I started working out in high school, this has always been a weird shoulder. But after my swim the other day, it was feeling a little bit like painful. Not super painful, but more than I would like. And I was like, ee. And then even yesterday, during the swim Monday, so during the swim, and that rest of the day, it was kind of being weird even when I would move it, or just like if I pick something up over here, I was like, that just feels weird. Like I didn't like that. And thankfully today wasn't really an issue. So I just made sure to warm up well and do stuff like that. I think it was partly because of, I don't know, just swim the other day, and then swim not the one on Monday, just like in the past, like a week or two ago, and then I tried to kind of push through doing some shoulder stuff in the gym, and I was like, that feels weird. So then I did cut it, but in the gym I was still trying to do it. So I think that was why it was feeling weird. But so today I'm gonna either just not do any shoulder stuff, or if it feels good, I'll do that. But if I feel anything, I'm not gonna do it. Let's go to the gym. We're already here. We're actually already here. Let's get in the gym. Fucking smokes, it's hot as fuck. 94 degrees in this bitch. Oh my god, it's so hot. I got the paint, I got the grocery store goodies. We're finally headed home. This Tampa traffic is brutal. I'm not gonna lie, it's so hot. And then it's just like from one light to the next light, and then there's just a million people everywhere. Woo! Try not to complain too much, but man, oh man. shit's annoying. Dude. Oh my God. All right, just walked in the door. Oh, people ask me, like, anytime someone comes over, they'll be like, wow, it's so cold in here. I'm like, it's gotta be. You're constantly, the AC in my car, like, it works, but when it's hot like this, it don't work. It doesn't work. And then it's like with training and then sauna and just being outside, it's like, it's just been hot all day. When I come in here, it's gotta be cold. I need it to be cold. So, whew, God, gosh darn. All right, I feel like I'm cussing a lot and talking gibberish because I'm just so, oh, I'm zooted by the sun today. I definitely got plenty of sun. I got a little sunburn. It's not bad, but like I could feel it. When I was at the gym, I was like, ooh, a little burned. Okay, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna put this stuff away. I'm gonna get rice making. I'm gonna try to do the daily doodle first. Daily doodle, respond to my coach, eat, and then do whatever one I didn't do before that, after that. And then I'm gonna make a little reel, post that, and then we'll start working on the front lip. So I'm excited about that though. I need some time indoors to get some AC in me, but I'm excited to paint the lip. So that'll be fun. Here's what I got from Aldi. I got some Honeycrisp apples. Got 2 pounds of ground turkey. I wanted to get ground beef, but apparently they're not selling they've only have the fattier version of their grass-fed one, which is fine, and usually I'll buy a few pounds of that every week, but I don't want to eat all just the super fatty kind. So I got ground turkey instead. I got some pink Himalayan salt. Usually I don't buy it in a grinder like this, because the grinder itself is plastic, so I'm probably just ingesting microplastics that are going to get held in my nuts. And then 2, I like usually I get like Redmond's real salt or something where I can take it out of a package, like it's already ground, because I'll put it in this and I can kind of do that and measure it for like smoothies. Like I can just measure how much sodium I'm putting in stuff easier. I got hot sauce. I got Aldi sauerkraut. If you saw my TikTok the other day, goated. And then I got this protein frappe, this vanilla thing, because I didn't actually buy it for myself. There's a homeless lady outside, kind of like sort of in the Aldi parking lot, but not really. And then she was kind of chirping me a little bit. Then she said something about coffee. And then she said I looked good. And I was like, cut that shit out. Because now I'm like, you're just saying that because you want something. But she said, I heard her murmur something about coffee. So I was like, whatever, I'll just give her fucking this coffee. She was gone when I got out. So I guess I'm going to drink this. Not today though. But I didn't look at the, definitely not ideal ingredients, but I'll still drink it, whatever, fucking whatever. Wow, that's obnoxious. Better. All right, so I crushed that food, pounded ground turkey, bunch of rice, broccoli, sauerkraut, hot sauce, a little soy sauce, salt. Crushed that. I needed that. I was getting hangry. Definitely someone that likes, I basically just do 2 big meals during a day and then snacking around. I did track my calories yesterday. I ate 3,800 calories. I burned 3,800 calories. Technically I ate a little bit more because there's some things I didn't track, but so I always know in general like I'm eating enough food, but I did want to track yesterday just to make sure. But I'm generally a 2 big meal a day type of person, and that was big meal number 1. I'll do another one later. I definitely ate it way later than I would have liked to, but it's just kind of how, honestly, that's as late as I've been eating that meal. That's just normal now. But I just did the daily doodle, so you can't read that, but I'll read it to you. So energy focused on reflection and where standards may have slipped or where new ones have been revealed, not towards going back. And then it's just an arrow going straight up and then a saggy, curvy arrow going straight down. The straight down one in reflection to going back. The straight up one going in relation to the first little sentence, paragraph. This one's like, I don't know. I mean, every time I write these, there's always like specific reasons I'm pulling these out of my life. So you might read that and hopefully you can connect that to somewhere in your life. But it's kind of somewhat, whenever you hear standards, I feel like you automatically, at least I always automatically think like relationships. And I think most people probably do. but it's probably obviously kind of clearly related to around that. So that one's close to, not even close to home, but that's just what that means for me. You learn so much by being in a relationship is a skill. Like in a romantic relationship, that's a skill. It's not something you just intuitively are born with. You just like, oh, I just know how to do this. No, there's a reason why the divorce rate's higher than the people that stay married. It's a skill. So you learn so much about yourself. I mean, you learn about another person, but more importantly, you learn about yourself in relationships, in past relationships. And that's the important thing. You want to learn about yourself. So you're not like, you don't focus on, God, they're such a bad person, this, that, the third. No, because one, you give understanding to anybody. There's a reason why people act the way they do. No, I don't really think anyone is inherently like, I don't think anyone has like a black soul and just wants to be an asshole. No one really wants to be that way. It's all just their response to like how they grew up in all these different situations that have shaped them. And it's not to say that bad things aren't bad and that bad people can't be bad people. But when you put understanding in a sense, especially in like a relationship sense, no one's necessarily intentionally trying to be a bit like an asshole. But that aside, you move on from those and you learn so much about yourself and so much about yourself to move forward about relationships, because you can't really learn about a relationship, a couple, when it's just you. So the biggest thing is just having standards, of course, right? But what are they? And where might they have slipped? And then where have these new ones been revealed? Like, oh shit, like this could be a thing that I need to, whatever. So a lot of new things revealed, and that's in my head where you would want to direct that energy, not towards trying to go back. Name one relationship you know that when someone tries to go back and it works out. I don't know any. But so I think you're better off. The world is so big, so I think you're better off directing that energy inwards to be then directed, I don't know, outwards or whatever, just to learn for the next time, learn for the next person. But yeah. I don't know if any of that just made sense, but I'm gonna go paint this front lip. A lot of times with stuff like this, I always am very vague. Like I don't want to say exactly what things are. So if that makes sense, it makes sense. If it didn't, it's because I'm being vague, and I'm being vague on purpose. But what I'm doing next is I'm gonna paint this. So I'm gonna lay down the base coat. I'm actually gonna hit it with I'll show it when it's all out. Baby, when I got my jorts on, I mean business, baby. When I got these jorts on, when you see me in these black frayed jorts, I mean fucking business. All right, so business right now. So this is the Scotch-Brite pad. It basically just looks like a sponge. It's an aggressive little sponge. Basically what I'm gonna do is I will hit I kind of did test spot here, but you're not gonna see it on the camera, but it's very, very subtly kind of just rough. But if you take the time to smooth it out, it's very smooth now. And all those little bumps, it'll show. It'll show in the paint, especially in this. It's very thin. It's very thin and it shows everything. So as smooth as you can make it, obviously within reason. Like this front lip it's not gonna be perfect. Like if you look, I don't know, can you see that? There's little like rock chips where it's a front lip. It's a front lip on a lowered car. It doesn't matter if this thing was $1,000. You buy it, you put it on the car, it immediately becomes a write-off. You can't worry about it because it's just. So I'm not trying to make this thing perfect. That said, I am going to take the extra 5 minutes to do this so it looks that bit much nicer. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll spray the base, and then I'll give that a minute to cure, like not that long, and then I'll put clear on there, and then just let it dry for as long as it needs to. It's kind of humid, so generally it'll take a little bit longer. But humidity wasn't crazy high, which is actually good. But still, it'll probably still take a longer time to dry than it normally would, but good. All right, it's the next day, it's Thursday. I didn't film an ender to the video yesterday after, I think I already talked about, but the primer on that lip never actually settled. It's just kind of ruined. So it needs to be chemically removed. But I was trying to figure out like what I wanted the ender of the video to be. I wanted to have some sort of like talking portion. I couldn't really figure it out, so I just didn't film an ender. And then I watched my race recap from Jacksonville last night. I just like listened to it because I haven't listened to it since I posted it. For whatever reason, I was like, I just want to listen to it. Where there's some good points in there in terms of like what I want to do better. I already kind of remember that, but it was kind of a hard listen because the whole time I was just shitting on myself. I'm like, Liam, you're just shitting on yourself the whole time. So I was like, I'm not really proud of that, and I feel like like that setting that example of like just shitting on yourself the whole time is not a good example to set. So I was kind of disappointed in listening to that. So the talking point is to not, it starts within you. So you can't be just talking negative about yourself all the time. And sometimes I'll watch videos like someone like Lionel Sanders. Like I'll watch his videos sometimes, and he's someone that really talks bad about himself a lot, I feel like. And in my head, like I'll watch the video and be like, dude, stop shitting on yourself so much. And then I listen to mine and I'm like, dude, you're just shitting on yourself the whole time. So you have to work like positive self-talk. Talk positively about yourself. And you can say, oh, I did these things wrong, but it doesn't mean you're some shameful bad person. You just made mistakes and did things wrong. And that's all right, but you don't have to dig into yourself for it necessarily. So yeah, not too much to talk about it other than to just say just work on that positive self-talk. Kicking yourself when you're down doesn't really help. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Yeah, that's not really the example I would like to set. So listening to that, I was kind of like, man, cut that crap out. You got to cut that out. So I'm going to try to cut that out and be a little bit better at that. Because listening to that back, I was like, wow, brother, man, you got to work on that. So I'm going to work on that. But yeah, so about to hop on the bike now. Got an hour and a half. And then all that sun yesterday, that cooked me. That sun cooked me. Waking up this morning, I was like, whoo, it cooked me. Got a 58 sleep score. Slept like crap last night too. But this is going to be the end of this video. So remember to talk positively about yourself, because it starts in you. Starts here, goes out. So be a little bit nicer to yourself. You can still push yourself. Like yesterday I was talking about how I want to kind of ride that line of being more aggressive. But when you're aggressive, aggression doesn't mean to shit on yourself. It can just be to push yourself more, but in a loving way, not in a way of, you're a piece of shit, Liam, you need to do this because you're... It doesn't have to be that way. So there's better ways to go about it. Obviously, it's a learning curve, so life's a learning curve. We're trying to figure it all out. But, yeah, be a little bit nicer to yourself, all right? But in that positive self-talk. I keep saying but because I'm not like, oh, just go skip workouts and don't do the things you're supposed to do. That's not what I mean by that. But when things do go wrong or could be done better, it doesn't mean to kick yourself when you're down and make things worse. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. This is the end of this video. Have a great day. Get better today. Set a good example for yourself and for others. And don't talk so bad about yourself, but keep on keeping on, baby.